What is going on, guys and girls? My name is James and welcome back today to Roblox. How are we doing, everyone? Welcome back, welcome back. Today, of course, it is time once again to jump back into Bee Swarm Simulator. Today is the 23rd of December. We are but a couple of days away from a Beesmas 2022 update. And today I thought it was a good idea to jump in. We're going to recap, talk about all of the latest changes, the new updates, including a few new bits and pieces that we haven't quite seen just yet. And yeah, let's talk about Beesmas. I'm going to give you guys my opinion, see what I like, see what I don't like. I'm going to show you a few bits. It's going to be good times. This guy has a very, very, very precise hive. Okay, 3, 2, 1, claim the hive. Sorry, claim the test round hive. Ooh. Oh, I've just learned something. Okay, hang on, wait. So, yeah, I was basically doing a Robo challenge earlier. And I turned the game off because I was like, all right, I'm going to come back later and do a video. But I thought it would actually save my progress for the next time I logged in. So I only got up to like round 8. And then I was like, okay, right, I'll come back later. But it seems like as soon as I've reclaimed my hive in a new server, my progress gets ended. Oh. That is interesting. Okay, so yeah, I've been messing around with this, just having a little bit of fun with it. You can see here that we managed to get a bronze cog amulet. We managed to get one of the white drives, some jelly beans, this, that, and the other. Claim rewards. Okay, we've got a new amulet. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, that's kind of interesting because I was actually thinking, the thing is, like, every time you do a Robo challenge, it's only 5 minutes per round, but that does kind of add up, like, over time. And what I was thinking was, like, you could just sort of save your progress, go and chill, have a mince pie, and then come back later and just carry on. But apparently you cannot. And once you leave the server, it is game over. Huh. The more you know. Anyway, before we get into today's episode, just once again, hello everyone. Hopefully you guys and girls are doing amazing and excited for Beesmas 2022. So yeah, just a quick little mention as well. Obviously, when Beesmas updates with the 2022 update, Onett always puts in some new premium Robux packs here in the store. And just once again, if anyone is thinking about grabbing those or you're getting some Robux for Christmas, please do consider using my star code, which is ThnxCya. It's that little pop-up there. Doesn't cost you anything extra, but it does directly support the channel each time someone uses it, and it's really, really appreciated. Also, like, if you want to use it and then just let me know, just send me a message on Twitter, send me a screenshot or something. I'd love to say thank you to you. But yeah, just mentioning that one. And also, in terms of this episode, I have no idea what we're going to do. Should we go for the old 2222 likes again? 2,222. That would be really cool. Thank you so much for your support over the last, like, week or two. It's been really nice to see. Yeah, should we get cracking? I think we should. So yeah, I was kind of just messing around with Robo a little bit. I've kind of got like some opinions and stuff about it, but like as of right now, basically Onett is currently online, and he's basically just for the entire like past day or two just been doing bug fixes for the Robo challenge. So there's a couple of new things actually over in his area which weren't there last time. So let's go and check them out quickly. You can see here that his like zone has been updated. So we currently still don't have a skin for Robo. It will be coming, but currently he's still just like a blank model. However, if you actually go up to the top here, you can see that the digital bee has been added with a throwback to the original smiley faces from the Ready Player 2 event, which I've just realized are the decals for the thing. Oh, okay, it makes a lot of sense now. But you can see here, if you go into the shop, you can actually buy the drives, but you can also now buy a glitch drive, which costs you 100 cogs and 5 of each of the other ones. So the glitched one is definitely the more expensive out of the rest of the cogs because it gives you a bonus for every one of the fields instead of just one. But you can also go up here to the digital bee, and you can see here that he now has a price. So yeah, the price is earn a diamond cog to unlock. So you can't buy it unless you unlock it, and then do you have to pay tickets as well? No, okay, oh no. Because you already own the digital bee, purchasing this will grant you 1,000 tickets instead. Okay. So you do need to actually use drives as well to craft it, apparently. And you need 7,777,777 honey, apparently. I don't know what that is, but yeah, we need to craft it, apparently. That's a bit weird. I thought we'd just get it for free, but I guess not. And we need the diamond cog amulet to unlock it. So until we have that, that is not going to be unlocked. Apart from, I think it's going to be in one of the Robux packs, which I think is going to be the easier way to get it. I'm not going to lie. And this is kind of one of my opinions, actually. So, like, the more I've done, like, the Robo challenge, I've not really gone very, very high. I've just kind of messed around with it a little bit. I've kind of just been thinking about it. I've sort of tried a few different things, and I was messing around with this hive, and I kind of just did, like, a I don't even know what this is. It's kind of like a white one, but with a load of precise bees in. I don't know why. I was just messing around with it. To be honest with you, I'm quite fancying a white hive when it comes to the Robo Bear challenge. Am I going to change my blue hive in the main game? I don't know. It's going to be super expensive, but like, I'm kind of feeling like a white hive or like a balanced generic hive, or a red one, of course, are going to be like pretty competitive in the Robo Bear challenge. But I'm thinking blue is going to be a bit of a stinker, just because there's no damage in the blue hive. And the problem is not so much like gathering the pollen, it's when the mobs come and attack you, you have like no damage to fight them off. And of course, like the times when your bees are fighting and trying to take down those mobs, they're not actually in the fields grinding away. So all you're actually doing is the only way you're going to get any pollen is by using your tools to harvest. So I'm a little bit concerned when it comes to blue hive, not going to lie. But I'm liking white. I'm liking the vector bees a lot when it comes to the Robo Bear challenge. I haven't played around with it too much, not going to lie, but I'm thinking blue's going to be a bit of a stinker. So yeah, like vector bees, I think fuzzy bees also really, really good because you can, especially if you've got the lower level fields, you can, pimp those fields out super, super quick with, lots and lots of higher level flowers. But yeah, my concern is a little bit sort of like this. I'm kind of worried that the Beesmas update coming is not going to be very friendly for like newer and mid-game players. Even like sort of like people with 20 bees, 25 bees. And this is the thing, like, you see Bee Swarm online, and I'm sure you follow like a bunch of creators, and you've probably like follow some of the mad people as well. You have like crazy hives, and you see all of this like super end game level content, and you read about it, and you see the leaderboards. But the reality is that when you actually log into a Bee Swarm server, any kind of public server, you can do it like right now. If you jump in and just join any old server, the people that are playing those games aren't people that have like crazy hives. They're people with like 25 bees, maybe like level 10s, maybe 11s, something like that, and they're just there to kind of have fun, to grind away. And I feel like that's the vast majority of the Bee Swarm audience and the Bee Swarm player base. So every time some of these updates come up, I'm always a little bit curious that they might be a little bit too advanced for the vast majority of the players to kind of enjoy. Of course, it's important to have like stuff for higher and end game players. I 100% get that. But I'm just kind of wondering, in terms of this Beesmas update, what actually is there for the lower and mid game players? That's my concern. Because if you think about it realistically, the Robo Bear challenge is going to be useless to anyone who doesn't get the diamond amulet or maybe can't afford the pack with the digital bee in it. So the digital bee is going to be one of those really, really end game bees. Now, don't get me wrong, that's okay, because we've had something like the windy bee before, which was quite difficult to obtain via free. Like, people did do it and you could do it, but it just took a lot of time. But like event bee wise, I think the last attainable event bee for pretty much everyone was probably the festive bee. I would say, like, the vicious bee is not too bad. It just takes a little bit of time. The other ones were like in packs and such, or you could like purchase for tickets. But the windy bee, and especially now the digital bee, I feel like the digital bee is like the end game event bee. Does that make any sense? So I feel like it's going to be a little less obtainable than people actually realize right now. And I think like the test realm is a bit of an echo chamber, because anyone can just like jump in, immediately have like a full hive of level 20s, and you can go and smash like the Robo Bear challenge with a crazy hive. But the reality is when you actually go to the main game, is that still going to be obtainable? And are the vast majority of players going to be able to actually enjoy this new content? That's my concern. I mean, I suppose time will tell when it comes to that. Obviously, there's still going to be a lot of stuff in the Beesmas update. However, like, a lot of that content is probably going to be the stuff that we've done 2 or 3 years in a row now. So the one thing that I have noticed is that there's no Christmas tree here just yet, which is kind of strange. I do think the Christmas tree is coming with all of the ornament quests, which is kind of like a staple of Beesmas. Of course, we have all of the relevant like shrine locations. We've got the samovar bag, we've got the candles, we've got the snow machine, all that kind of stuff. And as Onett mentioned, and is actually in the test realm right now, Dapper Bear does have his brand new quest line. So I think it's 20 quests right now. Onett wanted to do 40 quests, so that is going to keep people very busy. So I guess like you could say that this is sort of a mid kind of game update for people to enjoy. What does he say actually? I like your hat and your boots too. I guess you could call me snooty, but that's the only reason you got in. Appearances are everything, and our attire is more than skin deep. I take pride in how I present myself and my shop in my own way. So much pride that you could call me Dapper Bear. Alright, I've set up a shop here in hopes of meeting creative bears, beekeepers, and bees who aren't afraid to be a little bold in a subtle sort of way, tending towards an aesthetic sense to unlock our Unique potentials. The mission is a little vague, but it should come together in time. I see you've already got your bee equip case, aren't you lucky? Well, then you'll definitely be ready for my quests. I believe that every bee, no matter how small or unassuming, has the potential to stand out with their right bee equip. But I'll explain more later. For now, I need to finish setting things up. Feel free to take a look at my planters, and I'll teach you more about those as well. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Give me the quest, Dapper Bear. Oh my goodness, you talk so much. Okay, so these are the Dapper Bear quests here. Collect an hour of nectar, 2 million from the pineapple, 25 tokens from planters. Okay, so it does start off pretty low, so I guess, like, if we're talking about stuff for, like, mid-game players or earlier game players-ish, because you have to, like, be sort of relatively sort of established to get in here, I guess. That's not too bad. Okay, fair enough. Now, of course, as we mentioned as well with the brand new Dapper Bear quest, these have taken a year to get here, so I think Onett wants to kind of put a lot of effort into them, which is great, which is why we could potentially be getting so many of them. Obviously, they're going to level up as time goes along, but a lot of these quests are based off the previous Beesmas's mechanics, so we're going to have a lot of stuff to do with nectar, which was a big thing with Beesmas last year. We're going to have a lot of stuff to do with planters, a lot of things to do with puff shrooms, which was kind of like the main new focus on Beesmas last year. Now, here's the thing, like, I don't want to moan, because I'm happy with, like, what we've got right now, but I was kind of thinking about this. When it comes to, like, the pollen and the puff shrooms and all that kind of stuff, that was a new feature in the game, for as much as, like, we kind of know. Like, we've never seen those features before, we've never, like, had them teased, like, they were brand new into the game, and they're really, really cool. But here's the thing, like, when it comes to Robo Bear and also the digital bee, would you say that that content is new? I was thinking about this, and I was like, you know what? I don't think it is. Obviously, we've been talking about the Robo Bear since 2019, and the Digital Bear Bee when it came out in a Roblox event like 2 or 3 years ago. And it's obviously new to the game, which is great, and I think it's going to be really, really fun. But would you describe that as brand new content into the game? I kind of wouldn't, because we know previously that Onett has worked on it. So, like, what I was kind of hoping for, especially part 2 of Beesmas, is something brand new. That's what I want. I want something brand new. I want something that we've never seen before, something that is completely, you know, going to surprise us all and just be something that's, you know, unique to the game. That's what I want for part 2. And Onett obviously has mentioned that he is working on new stuff for part 2, so we don't really know what that's going to be right now. And I'm happy with the Robo Bear, and I'm happy with the Digital Bee as like a part 1 content alongside all of the other Beesmas stuff. But I do want something new. I want something brand new. I don't want something that's been reused and recycled from like 3 or 4 years ago that never quite made it. I want something that's fresh to the game, something that we've never seen before. I think that would be really cool. So yeah, just once again, to kind of confirm that, we will be getting 2 parts here on Beesmas. So it'll be Beesmas Part 1 and then Beesmas Part 2. On it here says, today actually, that it will be like last year, and some bears will get quests in the first part, and then Bee Bear will only have some of his quests in the first part, up to earning a Cub Buddy. So there's going to be a brand new Cub Buddy again. We don't know what that's going to be right now. What have we had? We've had like a snowman, I think. We've had a gingerbread bear. We've had, oh, what was the other one? I can't remember. But there's going to be another one there for the first part of the quest, which is always good. And then other NPCs will get their quest later, probably a month or so. Same formula. Other things I want to add in the first part are obviously the Robo Bear, the Digital Bee, and the Dapper Bear quests. So aside from the actual Beesmas content, I think those are the only 3 things that we are actually going to get in the first part. There's going to be a lot of quest lines and stuff there, so I'm sure it's going to keep us all busy. But for me, I think it's all about part 2. I want to see what part 2 is. I don't want it to just be a few new quests. I want something new. I want something fresh. And also, just as another little addition here, on it does say, well, someone asks, Ven Cup here asks, will the Robo Bear have quests for Beesmas? Because obviously it's a brand new NPC. And then on it here says, it won't at first, but I'll add them when I add Spirit Bear and the BBM quests. So those are going to be the later game quests, which would suggest as well that these guys are going to be part of the gift boxes, potentially. They're also going to be maybe part of the ornament quest lines. So there's probably going to be a new ornament. I'm guessing it's going to be a cog or something like that. But they are also going to have their quest lines too. And of course, like last year, some of those endgame quests for the NPCs were really, really difficult. So I'm expecting that to also be a bit tricky. So, yeah, what else do we have to talk about? Well, you know, once again, I don't really foresee anything new particularly coming into the test realm over the next couple of days. Normally what happens is that, well, I imagine there might be some of the NPCs that will come in. So maybe the test realm will get updated maybe one more time. If it does, of course, I will make a video on that to show you guys the latest things. But as I kind of mentioned, like over the past day or two, Onett has just been purely like working really hard on bug fixing and testing and balancing and stuff. So you can see here, this is just one of like 2 pages of just the random tests. These were like today's changes. And I think there were some yesterday as well, but you can see here, I won't go through all of them, but you know, the values of the quests are being lowered to make them a little bit easier, I think, which is good. Stuff is being reduced, you know, the damage of stuff is being reduced. Cog turrets now remain out of the ground slightly longer, all of these various bits and pieces. And from just reading through of these, I feel like these latest changes are to kind of tone it down a little bit, just to make it a little bit easier for people to actually get to a slightly higher level, which I think is good. But it really depends. Like, a few of those quests can be real stinkers, especially when, like, the mosquitoes and stuff come, because they take a lot of time up. So this is why I'm thinking also it's going to depend a lot on people's hives, and the way that you build your hive and the way that you work your bonuses to actually try and achieve a high score. So I think from what I read, like, there may have been a few people that have already done level 25, but level 25 is supposed to be ridiculous right now, and you may also need a bit of help for that as well. So you'll probably need an alt character or someone else, like fuzzying, like using fuzzy bees in your field to try and like pump it up. But yeah, I'm thinking that, I don't know, maybe like around level 20 might be achievable. I'm not too sure, to be honest. I mean, you'd hope for level 20, but in the main game, who knows? I mean, my hive's gonna suck because it's like a blue hive. I'm a bit worried. But yeah, I think for today, that's pretty much everything that I kind of wanted to talk about. Once again, like, Test Realm is Test Realm, so it's going to be a very different experience when we actually all get onto our main characters, which is always a thing. Like, I feel like the Test Realm kind of spoils people. I know there's not many people in here, but especially for content and videos, it's all well and good, like, showing the crazy cool stuff, but when you actually move over to the main game, things kind of change a little bit from there. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot more changes and tweaks and stuff over the next few days, and especially when it gets released as well. I think it's like a very small sample size for the Test Realm, which is very useful, but when it goes to the masses, I'm sure we'll see lots of various changes and problems and stuff. But yeah, we'll soon find out when it comes. But I'm excited, don't get me wrong, and I think it's probably going to be coming out on Christmas Day again. I mean, once again, like, I would love for Beesmas to come out on like the 20th of December, but realistically that never tends to happen. So I think it's probably going to be a Christmas Day update once again. And I think the second part, the Beesmas Part 2, is probably going to come out in February. That's my guess based off experience. Oh, this is so obnoxious. Look at this. This happens in the Test Realm. So what it is it's not stopping. You think it's going to stop? Keeps going. And it keeps going. And it keeps going. And it keeps going. You think it's done? Oh, it's so obnoxious. Still going. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait it out. Hey! You have no idea how many times I've had to listen to that. Basically, like, when someone who's in the Test Realm comes in for the first time, they go and do this auto claim badges. And that's what happens. But anyway, as I was kind of saying, like, I think it's going to be Christmas Day. I think it's going to be good. And yeah, anything else that comes out over the next day or so, I'll be here. And of course, we'll be here on Christmas Day as well to make an episode. And it's going to be good times. So until then, thank you once again for watching. It's been a pleasure. As always, thanks. And see ya.